Today I would like to review how to conduct your research for your argumentation essay and also how to put your works cited page together. Usually for this specific essay, you have to do a lot of research. You are encouraged to use the Alabama Virtual Library, and your instructor may allow you to use other websites such as .org websites and .edu websites. However, you will not want to use .com websites unless your instructor gives you permission to do so. Today I will show you how to navigate the Alabama Virtual Library, and I will also show you procon.org. I will also show you how to pull your citations and put everything together for your works cited page correctly. First off, I want to show you the Alabama Virtual Library. You will most likely have a link for the Alabama Virtual Library within your Blackboard shell. However, if you cannot find a link, just search Alabama Virtual Library and you will be able to find it. You can see the URL right here. Once you get to the home page, you will go to where it says College and University. For the argumentation essay, you will use opposing viewpoints most likely as the database. Right here it is. Make sure you're looking very carefully at all the databases. You may be able to use other databases for other essays and also other classes in the future, and so this is a great resource for you, not only in English classes, but your other courses. Once you get to the opposing viewpoints database, it is laid out in a very simple way. You can scroll down and see some major issues that are categorized, or you can go to the top and search the topic you are looking for. Please make sure you are looking at the topic options you have for your specific instructor. Those topics may vary, so please make sure you are researching the correct topic. So once you figure out what topic you are researching, you will see you have different types of content up at the top here. So we have academic journals, which are great sources. We also have links to videos, different viewpoint essays, websites, statistics, if you need a good statistic to open your essay up with, magazine articles, news articles. So you have a variety of source types. So I'm going to choose academic journals. Okay, so say for example, I'm wanting to write about social media use and my topic is, am I for it or against it? Are there more pros or cons? Is it a good thing or a bad thing for individuals? So say that I want to use this article. So I'm going to open it up. Of course, I'm going to read through it and make sure it has information that I can use within my essay. And once I determine that I'm going to be able to use this information, and this is going to be one of my required sources, then I need to cite the source, okay? And so in order to cite the source, you will have the great thing about the Alabama Virtual Library is that it cites the source for you. And so that should be a huge pro. If you look up here at the top, you will see you have options to highlight things, to get the actual link if you need to save it, to send it to someone, to download it to the computer you're working on, or print it out. But this is the one I really want you to pay attention to right now. Cite. So this is where you pull your citation. You do want to make sure it says MLA 8th edition here. That is usually what is pulled up first, but just double check. And so here is my citation. So I'm going to copy and paste that citation over to my works cited page. Now, like I said, it does the citation for me. However, I'm going to have to make sure that it is formatted correctly. You always want to double check and make sure that the italicized areas of your citation copied over correctly, because sometimes that may be an issue and you don't want to get points counted off for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to make sure it is Times New Roman 12 font. I'm also going to go right here to the paragraph area, and I'm going to select hanging indent, double spacing. And I'm going to click OK. So this is going to set up the format correctly. On your Works Cited page, you also want to make sure in the center you have Works Cited. Make sure it is spelled correctly. Make sure it is not in bold or underlined. It should look exactly like this, okay? Okay, so I pulled that source, so I'm going to go back. Say I want to try to find a statistic to use in my introduction paragraph to grab the attention of my reader. So I might go here. I might look at this information and paraphrase what's there, and then I would need to cite it. So here is the source citation. I'm going to copy and paste it onto my page. Okay, so remember, everything needs to be in Times New Roman 12. Also, remember that you are listing these sources in alphabetical order according to the beginning of the citation. So you are not putting them in order of appearance. It is alphabetical order. So please make sure you do that correctly. So that is how you pull citations from AVL. You are going to have to look through these sources, skim through these sources, read through these sources to find good sources to match your essay. And so that is going to take you some time. So make sure you give yourself enough time to do that correctly. Okay, so the other website I want to show you is procon.org. And once again, make sure you are following the instructions of your instructor as far as the type of sources that you need to be using. So make sure that your instructor is okay with you using websites outside of AVL. But this is something that's good to kind of get you started, even if you may not be able to use this. So, say for example, you are wanting to write an essay on student loan debt, okay? And that fits into your topic options. So you can go right here and you can get a list of pros and cons on the topic. So that can help you kind of figure out reasons for your stance on that topic, but also helps you consider the opposition on your topic. What would the people that believe the opposite of you say to your reasons, okay? Because you're going to have to address that opposition in some way. So make sure that you look at the instructions for your instructor as well there, and that you are incorporating that opposition correctly. So, Procon.org essentially is a website where they have done the research for you and put it all together in one place to make it easier for you. I make my students go back and cite the primary source though. You are given source information for for all of this information, and so I make them rearrange that into MLA format just to get the extra MLA format practice. And so it still portrays that they are using a variety of sources even though it's already compiled together. Okay. So say for example, I read this section right here and I say, okay, 30% of college students polled by Lend EDU said they use student loan money to pay for spring break trips. Okay. So say I want to use this statistic to go in my essay. So I'm going to click this number right after what I want to use, and it's going to take me to the site, okay, the citation page. Now, as I mentioned before, this is not in MLA format, so I'm going to have to rearrange that website citation in MLA format. So if you are not familiar or you have forgotten what MLA format actually is and what it looks like for a website, I will remind you, okay? So, first off, we have the last name of the author, comma, first name, period, article title, in quotation marks, website title, in italics, okay, sponsor or publisher, date, that date should be in MLA format, so it would be day, month, year, and then your URL. Okay, so those are the elements you are looking for when you are putting your works cited page together. If you do not have one of those parts, you skip it and go to the next part. You do not put NP, ND, like a lot of citation machines try to get you to do. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here. Mike Brown is my author, and so I am going to do Brown. comma, Mike, period. Title of my article, Spring Break Student Loan Study. Now, when we look at the website URL, it is a .com. So, if you are afraid that's going to be an issue with your instructor, please double check that before you incorporate it into your essay. Because there are a lot of sources that are cited on this website that are not .com. You have .gov, you have .org, you have .org. And so if you're unable to use that one, even though you found it on procon.org, you have other options. You have plenty of options. And so if you're not sure, I would encourage you to just do the ones that have .org or .edu listed on here, which there are several. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. So what I'm going to do is, this is my website. So I'm going to go and visit the actual website so I can make sure that I have the correct info. So this is the title of the website right here, okay? So I'm going to put, oops, sorry. I'm going to look and see, all right. I'm just going to use what I have here, okay? So I'm going to look and see here what's next. So I don't have a sponsor or a publisher listed for this citation, so I'm going to skip that part, okay? So next I'm going to go to the date. So I'll do 8 March 2017. And then I will put the URL, which we also have that in the original citation, so I could just get it from there as well. Okay, so there is how I rearrange that citation into MLA format. Okay, and so you have to have a minimum of 3 sources for your argumentation essay. You may be required to have more, but this would be what a full works cited page would look like once it is formatted correctly. Okay, and so there are some pointers for you all for how to put your works cited page together and the steps you need to take according to what you're using for your research. Thank you.